I'm Amy from Our Amiable Farmhouse, and today I'm going to share with you a simple fire cider recipe that helps keep us healthy all winter long and fights off those colds and flus. You know, there's just a bunch of ingredients that are so simple, like onion, garlic, jalapeno peppers, horseradish root. So simple and inexpensive, but put together it's a powerhouse that's acts like an antibiotic, but without the negative effects of antibiotics. And so it's called fire cider, and basically you're making a tincture of all these root spices and vegetables in a glass jar of apple cider vinegar, raw apple cider vinegar, and then you just take it daily to prevent colds and flus. You would want to take like a teaspoon daily, and then when you feel the onset of an illness coming on, you would bump it up to like a tablespoon, and you could do it 3 times a day or as often as you want. And it's truly a miracle little tonic that helps ward off the colds and flus. It's great on sinus infections. It's antiviral, antiseptic, and it's just so good for you. So basically, I'm just going to start grating up my horseradish root. Now, I ordered this online, and I'll share the link, but it comes in like a pound of a root, and it's already starting to grow, so I need to get this planted, but I just chopped off some little pieces. I'm going to grate up about half a cup of this root, trimmed it up all nice, and get this grated. I'm going to chop up onion, peppers, I'm going to do like a whole head of garlic, and I'm going to throw it into my mason jar, and then I'm going to pour raw apple cider vinegar all over it, and then I'll be done. We're just going to let this steep for about anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks. You could probably even start using it as soon as 2 weeks, but the longer it sets before you strain it out, the longer it has to get all those great antiviral and antiseptic properties out of these roots and spices that we want. I clipped some fresh rosemary sprigs from my bush outside, and did I say a whole head of garlic? I'm gonna do a whole head of garlic, and I'll probably put like a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne in there, and just gonna get to work. It might almost be worth getting my food processor out for this. I usually like to buy those ready-made garlic cloves that you get from Costco, the organic ones. But I just happened to have some fresh on hand because I hadn't gotten to Costco. So I'm just gonna use it up and go through the painstaking process of peeling all of them. And I find it fastest to just kind of break their skins by giving them a good old knife whack. Plus it's fun. I learned this method from my dear buddy pal, Rachel Ray. I loved watching her when I was pregnant with my beauty number 4. I watched a lot of cooking shows back then. And it totally doesn't even have to be totally, you know, you don't have to get all the skins and stuff off, really, because there's a lot of nutrients in the skins as well. You could just leave them in there since we're straining this all off at the end. But I will get most of it off. Did I say a whole clove of garlic earlier? I think I did. I meant a whole bulb. So there's like, you know, 10 or 15 cloves. You know what I mean. I know you do. I'm just gonna give this garlic a rough chop, just so that we're opening up the cells of the garlic so that the acid from the vinegar can start pulling all the medicinal properties and nutrients from these wonderful garlic cloves. It's also been attributed to poor man's, we call it poor man's antibiotic. Whoopsie. Okay. For all of those of you that know me pretty well, you gotta know that I'm not a pretty cook. It's usually messy and real and hurried. So I just kind of guesstimate what a quarter cup looks like. It doesn't really matter if you've got more, because it's all gonna be beneficial. And then I've got like these pieces left. Just gonna throw that in. Also got sprigs of rosemary. I'm not even gonna chop it up or take it off of the little woody stalks, because that's all good. We're gonna pull out all those good nutrients and beneficial properties. Whew. Okay, I may start crying here. Holy moly, that horseradish is good. Oh, I can't wait to plant this, and it's going to grow, and I'm going to have my own supply of horseradish root now, and I can't wait to try my hand at making some creamed horseradish. Now, this is not my favorite part. I really should wear gloves, but I don't have any at the moment. They're somewhere. Okay, I'm just going to carefully slice these. Now, usually when we use jalapenos in our house, I will de-seed them because it's just too spicy for the kids and me. But here's the thing. That property that we're looking for from these peppers, the Caspian or Casapian, I don't know how you say it. I'll have it spelled properly in the post. But we're needing that property. So I am leaving all the heat in these peppers. And then I'm going to try and remember not to touch my face until I've got my fingers super duper clean. Whew. Yeah, that smells good, people. All right. Now I'm just going to, I don't know, quarter teaspoon. Just gonna kind of eyeball it, throw that in there. And then I'm just gonna cover this all up with some raw apple cider vinegar. I've got a half-gallon mason jar here. Okay guys, rookie mistake. So I forgot the ginger. You need like a quarter cup of ginger root grated. And so that's what I'm gonna do right now. And I'm going to put it in my glass mason jar to steep for the next 4 weeks. But yeah, don't forget your ginger root. How easy was that? Like, I just made some medicine for my family to ward off colds and flus. And when we start to get a cold or upper respiratory junk going on, sinus infection, throat thing, this is super excellent for sore throats, strep throat, oh my goodness. Then I will just administer this. Now, when it's done tincturing, you know, seeping. I'm gonna put a little bit more in there. I will strain it off into another jar. It'll probably make about a quart size jar. And then I will put some local raw honey in it to sweeten it up. Probably about a quarter cup, maybe a little more. Kind of just do it to taste so that it's not so bad to take, you know, because we'll take it in like shot form, a teaspoon to a tablespoon at a time. Now I'm putting a plastic lid on this which does not seal, so when I go to shake it every day, I'm going to be really careful that it's not leaking. Otherwise, if you do use just a regular mason jar lid and ring, the metal ones, just put a piece of parchment paper or wax paper over the jar before you screw on the lid and the ring, and that way it won't rust your ring and your lid. And that's it. Now I'm just gonna set it in my cool, dark pantry and shake it every day or every other day if I forget. And I'll try and mark it on the calendar, and in as little as 2 weeks, but preferably about 4 weeks, we can start to take it and use it. And if we start going through it fast, I'll just get another jar going so that it's ready by the time we need it again. Thank you so much for watching this little short tutorial. For more recipes like this, check out my playlist below. And I also have a homemade elderberry syrup that we also incorporate into our natural care routine to ward off the icks and the colds and the flus during this time of year. If you're new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button and bell to be notified every time a new video goes live. I bring a new video each week on simple food, simple living, simply handmade. Thanks so much for stopping by our amiable farmhouse.